we're looking at there is that's the Parkway Group up on Moore Street.
Very pretty.
They have
Sun coming
their
up.
generators running,
Okay.
exhausting into the neighborhood. And so we're gonna get made itchy to get a 150-foot chimney that will take those fumes safely
And that makes sense.
So let's do that.
That makes a
In
lot
a
of
minute,
sense.
what's pondering is whether or not we're going to talk about the rumor that the dinosaurs had birthday parties.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Dawn Patrol. I'm Cliff Krieger, your host. Eileen Delrossi, the co-host, is on the phone for right now, waiting for transportation, which I think was a topic in the Lowell Sun today.
Ooh.
Special ed transportation.
Cliff, the mic's too far.
And I have Regina Faticanti with us until 7:30.
Yes.
Professor.
Thank you, Professor. Yes, Professor.
How are you doing, Regina?
Good, thank you. I was just telling John that we're learning a new program at Northern Essex. Right now we use Blackboard. We're learning Brightspace. And my IT
Regina,
skills.
microphone's not magic.
My IT skills are not what I would like them to be. So I think I'd like to take an AI course.
And in the Boston Globe, there's an article about Governor Maura Healey trying to educate everybody on
I
AI.
think it would be a good idea. I think I had a situation last semester where I suspected the student used AI significantly.
Oh, that's wonderful.
But I did not have it at my syllabus. I have it at my syllabus now. No use of AI. AI is prohibited because I want to know my students' thoughts, not AI's thoughts, right? But
There's a kind of a fine line there.
I know.
Because if the student is able to generate the right questions, it'll be, from AI, a very good product. And if they can't generate the right questions, showing they don't understand what's going on, then it won't be that good.
So you're right, and the issue was with discussion questions. So especially it's a discussion question, Cliff. I want to know your thought. I don't care about AI's thought. I want to know Cliff's thought or John's thought. So it's a tricky situation.
I kind of like this business of being able to ask AI things. I like it.
I do too. I just don't want my students to
John
cheat
has
using
a
it.
problem that he doesn't understand.
Sorry, two can't talk at the same time. Would you repeat that, Regina?
I just don't want. I agree with you. I just don't want my students to cheat using it.
They already do. Cliff, what are you saying?
I say, you have a problem.
Yeah, I know, but he
Because-
only comes Mondays and
Because
Mondays and Fridays.
You have this dinosaur outlook, and AI has some cutoffs. For instance, Claude. I asked Claude.
Would you explain to the audience who Claude is?
Yeah.
Claude is an AI product like ChatGPT.
Okay.
And where do you get it from?
On the internet, I type in Claude.
Is it on your phone or your laptop?
Both.
Understood.
It's on the internet. You put it in the URL.
Okay, so you're talking to a computer someplace, yes?
And so I asked him about the election on Monday. And it said, it has no information beyond May of 2025.
Oh.
So that's not
So
very
it
useful.
doesn't know that President Trump is president?
Well, he was president in 2025, yeah.
Okay.
But political issues beyond that. No,
That's disconcerting. Okay.
it is.
Now, is it just that Claude doesn't know that particular search engine?
I haven't had a chance to check that out.
Okay.
But I'm, for my own
Edification.
edification.
Does everybody think that Hillary was truthful yesterday?
No. Okay.
Wait,
Can
we
we-
need to introduce the show.
All right, introduce the show, then we'll go right to
Because-
Hillary, because I want to pick up John's topic.
Because, let's see. Because Winterfest is tomorrow.
Yes, and we can talk about Winterfest, we got to talk about Hillary.
When do we do
too.
the clocks?
What?
They changed the clock. When do we change the clock back?
I don't know.
I think it's Saturday night.
I
I gotta
didn't
find
see
it.
anything.
I'll ask
All right,
Google.
John will ask, and then he'll tell us.
Okay, so the U.S. national debt has not yet hit 39 trillion, but it's getting close. It was cold today, but not bad. Snow Sunday, I think. In history,
It's
on
next
this,
weekend, March 8th.
Thank you, John.
in 1782, the British House of Commons votes against further war in America. That's a good thing. 1801, the District of Columbia Act of 1801, Washington, D.C. is placed under the jurisdiction of the U.S. Congress. In 1812, Lord Byron gives his first address as a member of the House of Lords in defense of Luddite violence against industrialism in his home county of Nottinghamshire.
So,
Good old Nottingham, Robin Hood. What year was this, Cliff?
1812.
Oh, okay. Robin Hood was already dead.
can you so he defended the Luddites being violent.
Yes.
Okay. Because the Luddites did not want, they were obviously like an Amish community and religious community. No?
Well, no, they're violent, so the Amish would not be violent.
No, so the Luddites were like a religious community.
Yeah, no, they live in South Lowell, and they're against artificial intelligence and having all those servers in what used to be Spaghettiville.
I'm getting it. Okay. Got it. All right.
In 1844, the Dominican Republic gains independence from Haiti.
Yay!
Yeah.
But it's still very close, right? You can open your door and look at it.
But they hate each other.
Yeah, they certainly do. Because the DR can govern themselves and Haiti cannot govern themselves.
True. And they speak different languages.
Yes.
In 1859, U.S. Representative Dan Sickles, after learning of an affair between his wife and Attorney General Philip Barton Key II, murders him in Washington, D.C.
Now, did anything happen to Sickles?
No. He got away with it, crime of passion.
Okay.
And
Wait a second. Give me this crime of passion.
There is, John.
Get out of prison free card.
There is. And it happens when the criminal justice professor will say, it's no forethought, no planning. You catch them in the act, and boom, you pick up a lamp and you whack them in the head. And they're dead. Crime of
How
passion.
about if you killed her?
The crime of passion.
And it's okay.
It's okay. Well, that's your defense. And the jury will decide whether it's okay.
So the jury can just say, yeah, you should have killed them both?
The jury can say, we understand why you did it. Crime of passion, yes. It's used a lot in the South, and it's very successful in the South, where it's considered a very erstwhile, very normal kind of thing to say, hey, I caught my wife in bed with her lover, so I went right to the gun safe, I got the gun.
Now, what happens if I see him on the security camera? So I'm going to wait outside the house and kill them both.
So that's an excellent example, because I now have had the opportunity to calm down a little bit. But what you would say is, I watched them on the security camera. So my anger never was able to leave me because I watched them the whole time. And a jury might say, yeah, crime of passion.
That's more like the Dan Sickles situation. He found the Attorney General out on the street and killed him.
After he left his wife.
Yeah, it turns out the Attorney General was the nephew of Francis Scott Key.
Well, I was recognizing the name, okay.
Dan Sickles, he plays a role in the Battle of Gettysburg as a Union general.
I thought so, because I just read his name the other day, because of course we're celebrating the birthday of this great country of ours. And then can we talk about the men's hockey team too? A little later on?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
In 1860, Abraham Lincoln makes a speech in Cooper Union in the city of New York, plays an important role in his election in the presidency. And in 1864, the first Northern prisoners arrived at the Confederate prison in Andersonville, Georgia, which turned out to be a real dump. A lot of people died.
Yeah, there are a lot of husbands and wives that are cheering and clanging their cups together at every one of these historic moments.
1922, the challenge of the 19th Amendment, allowing women the right to vote, is rebuffed by the Supreme Court.
And when you say rebuffed, what do you mean?
The right of women to vote was challenged, and the Supreme Court said pound sand.
Yay. Thank you, Supreme Court. I'm still shocked, though, that women...
So were women able to vote after that?
Yes.
The pounding, who got the sand pounded?
The people who objected
I'm
to...
asking Cliff.
Oh, okay, sorry.
The people who objected to women voting.
So women still got to vote?
Yeah.
Understood. Thank you. It's clearer now than... See, when you say pound sand, I don't know what the heck you're talking about.
That's probably a Middle Atlantic expression.
I don't care. Now, are you going to bring up the friendly fire incident in your litany of history that happened yesterday? I'm going to guess that's a no.
Let me see if it's on the agenda.
No.
No, it's not.
Okay, I'll bring it up later.
Please, because I think it's important.
Which one?
There was only one. We shot down one of our own drones over U.S. territory.
Oh, I thought you meant the...
And I'm up in arms about it. Suppose they shot down an American airliner.
Can we talk about it now?
No, we have to finish the history of dinosaurs.
1933 Reichstag fire in Berlin. The parliament, the Reichstag, set on fire by Mr. van der Lubbe, a young Dutch communist, and the Nazis played that for all it was worth. In 1943, during the Holocaust, in Berlin, the Gestapo arrested about 1,800 Jewish men with German wives, leading to the Rosenstrasse protests.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
The Rosenstrasse protest?
Yep.
Oh,
Well, the fact that
I hope they
1,800
don't adopt those over here.
fact that 1,800 Jewish men were rounded up is scary. Beginning of...
Meanwhile, Joe Duraco's running for selectman out in Dragon.
Oh, okay.
That's on Facebook this morning.
So after about a little over a week's demonstration, the Gestapo backed off and released them.
Thankfully.
1951, 22nd Amendment to the Constitution, limiting the president to 2 terms, is ratified. Today in 1899, Charles Best, an American physiologist and biochemist, passed away. He discovered insulin. I'm sorry, he was born in 1899, passed away in 1978. So insulin is a relatively new thing. 1932, Elizabeth Taylor was born. Would you explain to John who Elizabeth Taylor is?
Elizabeth Taylor was a gorgeous American actress with violet eyes. She was the love of whose life?
Richard Burton.
Richard Burton.
Anthony.
Anthony and Cleopatra were
He
the
was
two.
stuck on her.
He was stuck
She
on her
wasn't
big
stuck
time.
on him.
Oh, I think she was, for a long time, stuck on
Oh,
him.
no, she tried others and realized, hey, he's pretty good.
He gave her a nice diamond.
I'd probably get out of trouble free.
Yeah, probably. You're right.
In 1937, Emily Melbourne Morgan passed away, American Episcopal Church saint, foundress of the Society of the Companions of the Holy Cross. She'd been born back in 1862. That's a pretty good run. 1992, Professor, U.S. Senator S.I. Hayakawa passed away. He had been born back in 1906. He's famous for saying, Cal 1 is not Cal 2.
Can you explain that to me?
Yeah. Don't assume that just because you had this experience with this person, say a black person or an Italian or something like that the next one you run into is going to be the same way.
Got it. I got it. Huh. Okay.
Yeah, he was my senator
I
for a
really
while.
learned something today, Cliff. Thank you.
And in 2015, Leonard Nimoy passed away.
Here's a good example of AI. Marilyn Monroe with JFK, and of course, Mrs. Kennedy is standing in the doorway watching this.
Well, she may as well have been, since they, were doing it in the White House.
That's quite the
Very nice, John.
AI.
Thank you.
So it's Independence Day in Domrep, and it's World
In where?
Domrep,
Where's
Dominican
Where's
Republic.
Dumrap?
Dominican
On
Republic.
the island of Hispaniola,
In the DR, the Dominican Republic.
down in the Caribbean.
And they went with Dumra? We're going to be Dumra?
Domrep, D-O-M-R-E-P. And it's World Non-Governmental Organization Day.
People are really clanging their cups together this morning.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Okay, so we have an election to fill the seat of the late Senator Ed Kennedy down on Beacon Hill. Tuesday, 3 March. Round up the voters.
Who are you voting for?
Australian ballot, not telling you.
I know who I'm not voting for.
I'm voting for Joe.
I know who I'm not voting for.
I'm voting for Joe Espinola.
So, may I
Sam Meas
say-
is a nice guy, and he's coming in later on today. But I can only vote for one person. I'm not going to bring it up when he's here, but that's who I'm voting for.
Can I just say that in a discussion with several people from Drake a couple of Saturdays ago, they're doing the same thing. I think because they want to send a clear message. Maybe you're trying to send the same clear message, John, that the person who won the Democratic Party does not represent you. So they're voting for Joe Espinola.
Well, can we beat the Democratic machine? That's the question.
I think that's a tough one. And last time I was here 2 weeks ago, I said I was unenrolling from the Democratic Party, and I unenrolled. My good friend Greg Pappas helped me figure it out on the Secretary of State's website, and I unenrolled myself
On your phone.
on my phone.
Not nice.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Because I didn't leave my party left me.
Yeah,
They just changed colors.
but I
I
thought
didn't like the new color, so I had to leave.
Yeah.
I thought
Yes.
it happened back in 1972.
I hadn't even registered to vote yet then.
That was the year I voted for Richard Nixon, knowing that he was a crook.
Well,
Figuring better a competent crook than a known incompetent.
Better have a crook in the office. Okay.
So I think it's important that we do ask people to go out and vote March 3rd, which is Tuesday. Now that I'm seeing that, I realize I need to make plans to go and hit my ballot box so that I am able to cast my vote. Some people are going to write in Rodney Elliott's name because they're still supporting Rodney Elliott.
Has he asked them to?
No, he has not.
Then you're wasting your vote.
I know. I reckon, but some people
If
don't.
Rodney got
Whoa,
on
wait,
the,
wait. Why are you wasting your vote?
if Rodney had got on TV or radio or the newspaper and said, write in my name, he'd have a chance. He has not done that.
He has not done that.
If somehow the followers of Rodney Elliott turned out in sufficient numbers to put Joe Espinola or Sam Meas in office, that would send a strong signal.
Yes, it would. I would love
A
that.
lot of people turn out, it would send a strong signal.
They're not
Yes.
going to turn out, there's no pizza, you're going to vote for one person,
Right.
one thing. There's no pizza, there's no tuna sandwich, there's no filet of fish sandwich, there's nothing. Go in and vote for your candidate and that's it. Oh, I'm going to write in Cliff Krieger. Then why don't you just stay in bed? There's no possible way Cliff can win.
The
And chances are Cliff won't even know you voted for him.
The important thing is if a lot of people turn out, the oligarchs down on Beacon Hill will take note of that, and it might influence a little bit how they're conducting business.
Cliff, they'll just laugh a little harder than they're laughing now.
I think the oligarchs are so entrenched. I mean, look at the fact that they do not want an audit. That, our state auditor, and you know how I met her? Again, let me just mention the
That's a
name.
side story.
Greg,
Do the first story
Okay.
first.
go ahead.
Tell me
How
this.
did you meet Diana
Greg
DiZoglio?
Pappas was bringing her around Lowell to introduce her, and that's how I met her.
Ah,
And he introduced me to her. We had a lovely conversation, and I walked away saying, I'm going to vote for that woman. And I did. And I heard her the other day on a radio show say, I promised the people of the Commonwealth that the first thing I would do, because I was asked to do it, was have an audit. So I'm trying to fulfill that promise. And she's being waylaid in every way from attempting to do that. And I have
including
to,
by the Attorney General.
thank you. And I have to ask myself, what are they trying to hide? What are they so afraid of? They don't want an audit.
Comment from the audience, good morning. The person running on the side of the Democrats thinks she doesn't have to put in the work to earn the votes. Thank you for your comment. Sorry, I can't put the messages up. The message thing's busted on my computer. I'm going to try to get it fixed over the weekend.
So the person who's the Democrat doesn't think she has to put in the work. That's an excellent text. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
we're
you.
glad you liked it.
Yep. Thank you, Texter.
Click those cups together.
All right.
Is Eileen going to bring treats?
I have no idea. Eileen, are you going to bring treats?
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
No bacon for John. Day of fast and abstinence.
Oh, yes, that's right. Grilled cheese sandwich tonight for dinner.
Yeah.
Filet of fish sandwich for me.
Yeah?
Yep.
I never had a fillet of fish. Maybe I'm going to try that.
From McDonald's.
Okay.
2 for $6.
All right.
Okay, so did anybody catch the city council meeting and the discussion of the senior center?
Yes.
I did not, but I was talking to someone yesterday and they filled me in, so I am conversant if we want to have that conversation.
I came away confused as to whether or not anyone down in City Hall has a clue. Well, I know if I'm there, it's okay, but aside from that,
So, for the people who are watching from out of town, can we give people an overview of what we're talking about regarding the,
go for it.
okay, so 20 years ago, 2005, the building that the senior center is in, owned by George Baracus, who is an amazing man, incredible man.
Rich man.
Rich man, doesn't make him a bad person.
Well, that puts him on the top of
Okay.
the ladies' list.
Okay, absolutely. Capitalist. All right, I'm a capitalist. The senior center is bought by him. We rent it, and in the agreement, in all the negotiations, it says, "Hey, in 20 years, the senior center is going to revert ownership back to the city."
Wait. The producer wishes to morph into his other incarnation as panelist.
From the dinosaur book, they did not pay for the land. It was given to them
Yes.
to develop. They did not purchase it. It was given to them.
Thank
All
you.
those buildings were that was the city bonds.
Right.
That's where we had all the
salt and the
plows and
sand.
the horses, and it was a mess. City didn't know what to do with it. Johnny Cox needed a senior center because his mother asked him to make one. And so they had this calamity of, okay, how can we make this happen? And a lot of hocus pocus happened. But nobody paid for that land. It was given to them.
Okay.
That's my memory.
You know, hocus pocus is sort of an anti-Catholic expression.
I know, a little Wiccan thing going on.
Yeah.
So, in 2021, based upon prior discussion and understanding, the senior center was supposed to revert back to the city, so the city stopped paying rent. Move forward to 2025, the firm says, "Hey, where's our rent money?" And the city says, "We don't owe you any rent money," because in 2021, which was COVID, the senior center reverted back to the city. Well, the deed that was finally created, passed, and formed does not have that language in the deed that the senior center in 20 years should revert to the city. So now the owners of the building are saying, "You don't own the building, we still own the building, but hey, we'll give you another 20-year lease, and in the end of that 20 years, you can own it. But you own us back rent for 3 years." And so Councilor Mercier, who was on the council when this happened, she's recused herself because she's on the board of the senior center. So now they take a vote whether or not to whether or not to go forward to go to court, to have a judge look at the articles, the documents versus the deed. And when the vote came down the other night, it was 5-5. So we are at a standstill.
I want a jury trial. I don't want a judge. I don't want one of Tommy Golden's friends to judge this case. I want a jury of old-timers
Yep.
to judge this case.
Yes.
And the old-timers will win.
I want a jury of people in the city. I think that is the best for us. I agree. We should go to a jury trial.
Eileen, what do you think?
Calling those people from 2001.
Why
John
can't I hear
Barnes, the
Eileen?
lawyer from
Does Eileen have
who was the city manager at that time, and according to the video, I'm sorry, according to the
Her
interview
microphone's
that
off.
Teddy had with Attorney Emerson yesterday on his podcast, which was extremely informative, so I suggest everyone or anyone go watch that, is that
Cliff,
you're a first-year law student.
Stand by, Eileen. Stand by.
What?
Stand by. Yes, John.
The microphone you have bent down to receive Eileen's signal
Yes.
is sending me nothing.
Oh, the battery's too low.
Yeah, grab a different one.
So kindly turn that on. There you go. We'll fix that at the break.
Go for it, Eileen.
Eileen, can you repeat that?
Oh, sorry. Yep. Yesterday I
Regina,
watched
can
the
you
interview
let Freddie
that
Bahou in?
Teddy Panos had on Inside Lowell
Let Freddie
with
Bahou in.
Attorney Emerson.
Thanks.
And she mentioned that even a first-year law student could pick out how bad that deep and confusing it was written even in 2001. And it's amazing, like, the city manager at that time is a lawyer, right? So I think they need to call, and the city solicitor had to have reviewed that before it went to the council. And they allowed it to be signed off on. So I think they need to call everybody in and see what happened there and who benefited. And the other interesting thing that Attorney Emerson said is because of the trust and how it's written, all the beneficiaries are protected. So you don't even know who benefited off of that all of these years, because the beneficiaries in a trust are who is protected and is still the trust to make sure they get paid.
Yeah. So that is a good addition. Thank you, Eileen. So, my understanding from watching the city council meeting is that we are stuck, not going forward or backwards. That,
Well, people are forgetting this video. There were newscasts. Back when the senior center was there, Lowell had its own news station, and it was reported in the news that we're going to get it in 15 years or 20 years. And there were interviews with city councilors that was going to get it for free. So there's video out there proving what's what. Hi, Fred.
It's a good movie. Those are pictures of the new Lowell High
Good.
so,
auditorium.
Thank you.
There's a couple there.
Fred
We'll talk
Bahou
to
is
Good.
come
Thank
in
you.
the door, and he'll be joining us here at the table. And Regina's going to leave him space because Regina's leaving at 7:30. And
Sam
we're-
Meas is due, too.
Yes, Sam, sit over there.
Just tell me where she looks. Should I sit? Is that Regina's spot?
Right here.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you. I'll come close to you,
Yeah.
Cliff.
We're gonna
Yes.
get close.
What was that song? Close to you. Okay, is this
All
song
right.
beautiful? Terrific.
Fred Bahou
Is in the house. Good morning.
from school committees various.
I like it. Yeah, Greater Lowell Tech and Lowell Public Schools.
And window guy.
And window guy, no doubt.
Now, can you do doors, too?
I can.
Now, the St. Patrick's Church needs to put, do you know St. Patrick's Church?
I do.
They're going to replace their doors.
Church doors, are they really tall? Over 96 inches high?
Yeah.
Those are custom made.
Now,
I
I'm
can't
suggesting
do
they get them
those.
made out of fiberglass, like they do down in Disney World.
Yes.
Everything's made out of fiberglass. in Disney
Fiberglass is the way to go, but they can look like wood as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know that they make fiberglass doors in that type of, I mean,
But
it
where's
comes down
Disney?
to the
Where do you
height.
think Disney gets their doors?
The-
Conversation for another day. Back
Yes.
to Cliff.
They make their own.
I almost spilled
So-
my coffee on that one.
The U.S. Charged Affairs in Venezuela today is the daughter of a guy who sold windows.
Interesting.
After he retired from the Navy, he went into the window business.
It's a fun job.
Yeah.
It really is. You get to work on people's homes.
So do you have a daughter?
Do I have a daughter? I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Well,
She sells payroll.
well, this young lady, Lori Dozu, I caught someone made a comment about her that she is a badass.
Oh,
And
okay.
she is. I mean, I've known her since she was a teenager,
All right.
and she graduate of the Industrial College of the Armed Forces, been a U.S. ambassador. she got called, on 9/11, she got called into the Egyptian ambassador's office, and the ambassador said to her, because she ran the visa office, he said, "Congratulations, thanks to you, nobody involved in 9/11 came out of this office with a visa." So,
Okay.
Comment from the audience. The fact that all the counselors already work for the government full-time sounds like a conflict of interest to me. Good point. Didn't Edith Rogers donate Fort Hill Park to Lowell? I don't know who donated but I guess there's 14 acres they gave to Lowell there. So, or maybe 40 acres, I forget.
I don't think so.
Somebody
because
else did.
The guy that designed Central Park did the Fort Hill Park before that. So I think that was before Edith North Rogers became somebody back in the 1930s.
Well, wouldn't it be Shed gave it, because they call it Shed Park?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Definitely something worth looking into. But I guess this all revolves around the senior center. Is that correct? Yes.
Yeah.
It's too bad that the way this whole thing's happening,
Yes.
you know, is casting administration.
Well, then I have a
bad light.
texture out there that I can't put up on the screen. Beware of Greeks bearing gifts.
Not going there. Not going there.
It's an old saying.
Gonna leave that right alone.
Yeah, all right, moving right along.
Cliff, now your microphone's dead.
No.
Yes, it is. I can't hear him. Oh, either that, he's not talking on his microphone.
Okay, so.
Can't hear you, Cliff. Honest to God, I can't hear you.
You
need
take
to-
this one, Cliff?
What?
There's plenty of microphones. They just take
Can
another
you
one.
reach and grab that one right there?
Yeah, let's
That's
see
dead.
All right,
what- Testing.
Doesn't work, Fred.
Okay.
moving right along,
Can you give me Freddie's microphone and I'll put new batteries in?
so the state troopers are back in the news. Eileen, do you have anything
Cliff,
on?
is that a dead microphone?
Yeah, that's a
That it
dead
belongs on its
microphone.
side.
It was on its side, I just handed it to Regina.
No,
Oh,
you
no,
didn't.
you can't take Eileen's microphone.
Don't worry about it. Just proceed, Cliff. I'll get the other microphone in a minute, Regina.
Good morning, everyone. So we had a small school building meeting last night for the Lowell High School project. And I gave John some pictures of the new
Regina, give Freddie your microphone.
Cyrus Irish Auditorium. It's about to open up. It's about to open up in about a week. So we're all pretty excited about that. As many issues that we've had with the Lowell High School building project, it's good to see things coming to light.
Here, Regina, give me
And-
your dead microphone and I'll trade it.
I gave John some pictures, if you'd like to put them up at some point during the show.
Ain't happening right now.
I'm sure the public would love to go ahead and see what that particular renovation looks like. So it's pretty exciting to see Lowell High School. And then there's also some pictures of what the other 1922 building, how come I can't think of the name of it? Anyway, is looking like it's all demolished. So, yeah, we're only about a year away from having this school open, and we're all looking forward to finally completing this project.
As a
So,
ratepayer, how many years are we away from paying it off?
I think it's a 30-year loan.
Boy,
So
oi is
And
right.
then does Nick Saris own it after that?
Nick Saris won't loan it. No, the city will loan it.
Okay, are you sure?
Well, yeah, his name's nowhere near it.
I understand.
Yes, but I haven't seen the deed. So I know the city's assuming the debt.
Let me ask you about a question about this whole issue.
Wait a second, we gotta do these pictures, Freddie.
Okay.
So
Oh,
Freddie,
okay. I'm sure I should have sent you the email, John,
yeah,
you know.
this
so.
ain't gonna work too good.
Yeah, it's not gonna work well.
Okay.
That's okay. But it's coming along.
It's new stuff.
Yeah. It's brand new, and the auditorium truly does
Thanks,
look
Fred.
amazing.
Back to the story about Whatever you're talking about.
Yeah, that leaves me confused. But I had been asking Eileen if she wanted to make some comments on State Trooper Quigley. Hello, Eileen.
Jeannie Balker says, not all Greeks, Mr. McDonough.
Absolutely, Jeannie, I agree with you. Thank you very much. So we,
Yeah, that's a hot mess, that situation.
yes, it is. It's unbelievable that we just came out of the whole issue in Norfolk County, and now we have the issue here. Now, there are 5 Fan brothers who are all currently incarcerated. 2 are on trial, 3 are waiting to go on trial. The 2 that are currently on trial, their first trial ended in a mistrial. Trooper Quigley was the state trooper that did the greatest amount of the investigation on their case. So his testimony is obviously going to be focused large in the trial. Trooper Quigley, a year ago, was in a drunk driving incident. He was driving, he drove through an intersection, he hit a handicapped van. On that van was the driver and a gentleman.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, was a driver and a gentleman. The driver sustained injury. The gentleman was a paraplegic coming back from a doctor's appointment. That man died 30 days later. Now, Trooper Quigley's blood was taken, but his blood alcohol level was above the limit. However, he was only cited for a marked lane violation by another state trooper that looked at the case. Now, yesterday, what I was able to hear, listening to another show, was the recording from the cameras that troopers wear, the body cams troopers wear, and it was very disturbing about how they were not going to press the matter of drunk driving. So for a whole year, it went that the only issue was a marked lane violation. Because the man who passed, his mom, is filed a lawsuit, all of this has now come to light. What's also come to light is the issue of the fact that Trooper Quigley is going to be the main person responsible for offering testimony in the Fan Brothers trial.
Regina, recently we had, sadly, everybody should have stayed in bed that day, a Lowell cop accidentally
Yes,
ran over and killed a guy in Lowell.
yes,
Who did we call to investigate that? The Lowell cops.
yes,
That procedure is completely wrong.
I agree.
Okay, when an incident happens in Lowell where a Lowell police officer runs over somebody, we should call at least the Barica police. We should not be calling ourselves.
Right.
We should be calling the state police or the FBI to come and investigate this incident. And the state police do the thing, they just call a friend.
I agree.
Call a friend to investigate this. Now, who else can do that? You get pulled over for drunk driving, call my mother, let her come down and investigate this. That's not right.
I agree with you 100%, because we should not be reviewing our own work.
You're investigating your own.
Right.
Which is realistically
Right,
unhealthy,
that's
and it casts a bad light.
Right, absolutely.
And we did it last week, 2
Investigation.
weeks ago in Lowell, and it's okay. Tommy Golden.
So,
Nice job, Tom.
so now from all reports, it does not look good for the second trial, unfortunately.
Which is
Which is
a
a
case
Which is
in
on-
Lowell.
Which is a murder
right,
trial.
it's a murder trial.
Sure.
So allegedly, the 2 Fan brothers were engaged in a drug deal with a third individual. And early morning, they pulled up to do the drug deal, but instead they sprayed the car with bullets, killing the third individual that they were going to engage in the drug deal with. And they are on trial for that crime.
And Quigley was the lead investigator.
Quigley was the lead investigator. Trooper Quigley, as you said, was the lead investigator, Fred, on that trial.
Sure.
So now the Fan Brothers attorney is saying, wait a minute, we don't trust Trooper Quigley because look at what he just did. He
Sure.
just allegedly drove drunk, and allegedly because of that, this other person died.
Sure. And
So
what I
what-
read was that he was driving his state police vehicle.
Yes, he was.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
yes, the alcohol level was above.
Above .08.
Wow. So,
Yes.
you know, again, the state has another
Right.
mark against them.
Right.
In this whole state police issue
Uh-huh.
that's been
And
going
the
on for
Middlesex
too long.
attorney is tainted by this too, because he's working for Ms. Ryan.
So she is saying, I did not know of this at all. Now, I personally do not think she did know. I think what happened was, because it was so serious, it was kept very internal, very quiet. Let's not run it up the line, because the minute it gets run up the line, then some people are going to say, oh, no, this is not okay. I don't believe Marion Ryan knew about this.
Which is back to investigating your
Right.
own, keeping a lid on
I-
it.
right.
Plausible
minimizing it.
deniability.
Right, I think they tried to keep a lid on it, so it went within that small little group.
Well, let's see if Eileen has a comment at this point.
Yes, and I did have a comment overall about that this case, and even the woman who was the trooper who was supposed to be investigating quickly and dealing with it, was mentioned, like, heard saying she didn't want to deal with it, but she's also a trooper who's on administrative leave right now for the young recruit Enrique Delgado Garcia for not doing the right thing in that situation where that recruit died during a boxing match.
Right, in a boxing match that wasn't supposed to be taking place.
Yeah, so there's so much shadiness.
Right,
Right. And again, it's a bad situation for the state police of Massachusetts. And unfortunately, it just seems like it's a recurring event.
I agree.
But they've been able to do it for years, and it's always been covered up. Now that it's coming out, it sounds horrifying to us, because we would never think that stuff really did happen, but it does. It's crazy.
Well, I think that we have to realize that everybody has a phone, which has a camera and audio. And so you just never know who's taking a photo of you, who's taking a picture of you, who's taking a video of you. And you just never know. So I think that to be so foolish as to think, hey, this is never going to come out, you're being foolish, because it's not. It's going to come out. It's going to come out. You can't hide things anymore like you used to be able to.
Bad practice.
It's absolutely bad
Right,
practice.
Right?
Yes.
There's good practices and there's bad
Yes,
practices.
I agree.
And unfortunately, situations like this that just keep occurring are occurring because of what we used to do.
Right.
And what you used to do and what you're doing now is commonplace.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's not being investigated, looked at, and it's coming to light.
Right.
And it's casting organizations in a bad light.
Yes.
And in this case, it's the state police.
Right.
So let's bring this back full circle to when we started this show. And Regina, as I recall, brought up Hillary Clinton, and do we believe her?
Right.
Regina wants to believe Ms. Ryan, the county attorney, but do you believe Hillary
No,
and her testimony?
I do not.
Why is that?
I think that Hillary and Bill, we've seen the pictures with Bill, right? So I don't know what Bill is going to say to President Clinton. Let me just give him the respect he's due as a former president. I don't think that President Clinton cannot deny, because look at the pictures, right? And she did say that they had been on that they'd used the airplane on a number of occasions to be flown to fundraising events for their charity. So, and you're telling me that at no point in time was Epstein on that plane taking you to a charity event? And the plane was used, what, 27 times? A number of times. So I find it difficult to say, to believe that she never met Epstein or never spoke to Epstein. What do you think, Fred?
I saw a picture with, Mr. and Mrs. Clinton, President Clinton and Mrs. Clinton in a circle with Mr. Epstein.
Right.
So as far as I know, sometimes I meet people and I forget who they
Yep.
are, but realistically, if I am flying on their jet at least once, I will probably remember who they are. At least once, and I don't know if it's 10
good,
times,
Fred.
20 times.
That's very good. That's good, Fred. That's right. If I'm flying on your
Your
private jet, I'm going to remember your name.
Sure.
Okay?
Right.
And if you show me the picture, and it's going to, okay, that's Epstein. All right, I'm going to remember who it is.
Got two texts over here. First, name one person who's gone to jail for perjury in a deposition this year.
I cannot.
Second text, the situation at the state police is as bad as having three speakers of the House in a row being brought up on federal corruption charges and nothing changes. That's from Bart.
Thank you, Bart. Excellent text. You're right.
Okay.
So so Cliff, your opinion, what do you think of the former Secretary of State?
I think she was a bad Secretary of State,
I'm going to agree with
Is she
you.
a liar?
and I think she's probably dishonest. So, yeah, I figure the odds are better than 50-50 that she's not giving us the full and complete truth.
She's been rehearsed the whole thing, knew how to answer everything, just like Bill Clinton. I never had sexual relations with that woman. It was true. He didn't.
In old school terms, you're right.
No, it's not. He didn't have sexual relations with her. That's penetration.
That was a long time ago, but history does sometimes repeat itself, unfortunately. And I would guess for sure, more than 50% that Hillary Clinton knows who Jeffrey Epstein is.
Yes.
And for her to deny that is pretty poorly thought out.
Hey, Sam, be right there. Thanks. Regina, can you go with thank you.
So, changing subjects, I came across the word matrescence, which refers to the intense biological, psychological, and social changes a woman undergoes throughout pregnancy, birth, and postpartum. It's not in the dictionary and shows up as a misspelling on your phone or computer. Eileen, did you ever experience this?
What shows up as a mistake on your phone, Cliff?
The term matrescence, about the intense biological, psychological, and social changes a woman undergoes.
Oh, no, I'm out on this one. I don't even understand anything you just said, and Anthony's calling, so I'll be back in 1 second.
So
Okay.
I got a comment from the audience
Go ahead.
as a reminder. Also, remember President Clinton saying, "I never inhaled," when asked if he smoked marijuana. Hey, Sam.
So,
I don't care what Cliff says, sit next to Cliff.
all right. So, I thought this would be an interesting
Good morning,
topic,
Sam.
and Eileen bailed on me. What can I say?
Good to see you as well.
So is anybody planning on vacationing in Mexico?
No. No. So I have been reading the news with, especially Californians going right across the border to vacation, and they're stuck in the hotel and they can't come back. And they're terrified.
They're
Because-
coming back now.
They're coming back now, John?
They're coming back now, yeah.
And they said that it was terrifying. They couldn't go out because the rioting, the looting, the gang fighting has been horrible. Wow. So, no, Mexico is off my list.
But they
I've
are
been-
having discounts on flights right now.
I've been 4 times. Beautiful country. I've seen amazing ruins, Tulum and Chichen Itza, and incredible.
Lovely weather.
I'm not going back. Lovely weather, I agree, beautiful weather.
No doubt.
Beautiful
I was there
weather.
last year. Tulum is absolutely
Oh,
beautiful.
isn't it incredible?
Right? Well,
Chichen Itza, Tulum, absolutely beautiful ruins. Not going back.
And the street food is amazing.
Yes? So I actually was there on Cinco de Mayo. So I
Oh.
took a bus ride
Wow.
from my hotel to Mexico City. It was the best time. So now they start playing, the band starts playing the polka. And
Oh.
some of the Mexican people, I said, hey, you're playing the polka, I'm Polish. What are you playing the polka for?
Because you're
And-
here, Regina.
And he said, thank you, John. And they said, well, they appreciated and respected the resilience of the Polish people during World War II, and so they adopted the polka. And I said, I know this dance, and so I had the best time.
Oh my God, you were out there dancing?
Oh my
amongst
gosh,
the
yes, it was
Cinco de Mayo
wonderful.
In Mexico City.
Yes, and so then
On fire.
So then we take the bus back, and when I get back to the hotel, it's about 9:00 at night. I'm walking up the driveway with people I'm with, and the person, the gentleman who was at the door of the hotel starts yelling at us. Do you know how dangerous that was? And I'm like, well, I'd had maybe a couple of margaritas at that point. I'm like, you know something? Those people were lovely. We had a wonderful time. They're celebrating their Day of Independence, and I was helping them celebrate, and it was beautiful. I'll never forget it. The polka, okay? But I'm not going back.
And we're going off to Breakland. We'll be back.
Okay.
Brett, your son.
morning, everyone. Welcome to the City Life Show. I'm Cliff Krieger, your host. To my right is Sam Meas, who's running for state senate to replace Ed Kennedy. The election is Tuesday, so be sure to get out and vote and take someone with you. And then just beyond him is Fred Bahou, and then we have Regina Faticanti, who is presently doing door duty, and then we'll have Eileen Delrossi will show up. Are you still on the phone, Eileen?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh.
I'll show you treats.
All right. And tomorrow is Winterfest here in Lowell, so get out and enjoy yourself if you want to.
Sure, it begins at 12 o'clock, and then there's a cake cutting ceremony at about 3:30.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some
Which will
celebrity
be Lowell
chef.
Bicentennial, right? We're starting
Yeah.
Lowell Bicentennials. at
Where's the
Winterfest.
cake?
Very exciting.
Where's the cake? Ooh, that's
In
a
the
good-
cake tent.
In the cake tent, that's correct. Cliff, I like it. Somewhere around City Hall. I'm not sure where the exact date.
So there's free cake someplace because of Winterfest on Saturday.
Yes, and the chef that made it. There's a special chef coming into Lowell as well.
A special chef.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the cake boss.
It's the cake boss. He's a renowned
Oh
chef.
my gosh,
Yeah, the cake boss
is he
coming?
coming to Lowell?
He'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's
Yes.
here right
Hold
now.
on. John, I'm going to send you a picture I took yesterday on Messenger so you can show who it is.
He's
All right,
famous.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's famous. I watch it on YouTube
Me
every
too,
now and again.
yes.
That's because our daughter likes to bake. That's their specialty. So they bake and everything. Once in a while, they would take his recipe and bake. And of course, I have to clean up, right?
Of course,
All the
you're
pots
a
and
good dad.
pans. Oh, I'm the
Sam,
dad.
you're a good dad.
Oh,
You're a
you
good
know what? The best
dad.
part is, don't worry, I clean up later. Give me 10 minutes, and they all just disappear. And then here, in the living, in the kitchen.
The chef is Buddy Valastro.
Yes, Filastro, yes.
Last year, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you're going to be able to try his cake.
That's
Right
amazing.
downtown Lowell
Well,
tomorrow,
I
3:30 p.m.
yeah,
3:30 p.m.
I
Know
think I'm
that, yeah.
passing on the
The
Winterfest.
snow is crazy. I know. Martin.
So,
Go ahead.
the reason Sam Meas is here is because he's a good guest, but also because he's running for the late Ed Kennedy's seat. It's a three-way race between Vanna Howard, Sam Meas, and Joe Espinola. And if I didn't mention it, need to go out and vote on Tuesday. We
You
need
have
to
to.
send a signal to the people on Beacon Hill.
Exactly.
But my question for you, Sam,
Sure.
you being a Republican,
Mm-hmm.
how do you see your path to victory?
I have a clear path to victories. That is door knocking, and door knocking. That's what I've been doing. I haven't posted a lot. You know, I post some just to, get people to know that I'm doing something, not staying at home and expecting the machine to deliver vote for me. But I've been doing a lot of door knocking. I've been doing a lot of mailers out there to reach out to voters who are consistently have been voting, particularly in the local election.
Okay.
These are the people who care about the local issues. Those issues matter to them and affect them immediately. So that's what I've been doing. My campaign is in 3 languages, in English,
Nice.
Spanish, and Khmer. So I'm appealing to all the potential voters out there in the district.
How's your Spanish?
You know what? I took 4 years of advanced Spanish in college. It's been kind of rough now, so I use a lot of AI to do some of that stuff for me. But it's been very helpful. I'm being forced to utilize what I had learned in high school.
Good for
This
you.
is advanced Spanish in high school. I used to be able to write Spanish fluently, but I haven't used it in quite some time, so it's tough. Where my Khmer has been good, is good. Not very good, but it's good. I mean,
Okay.
I can speak, I can articulate it. So I still need some help, but I can do it. But I can get my message across to the voters in the district, and these are the Asian voters, the Latinos voters, the the voters at large who I want them to hear the message and what matters to them, and particularly the mileage tax, the excise
Yes.
tax that is coming up. So I've been explaining to them in English and in Khmer that these are issues that are affecting your pocket immediately. And being that I'm a tax accountant, I have a lot of Uber and Lyft drivers. I've been telling them that these are the issues that you need to focus about, because my Democratic opponent have been voting for all of these taxes and fees consistently. And it's like, oh, really? I was like, yeah. You know, it's particularly the mileage tax, and
Right.
it affects the delivery driver, the Uber driver, a lot. Yeah.
And it's going to affect us as
Oh.
drivers.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have to, I don't want anybody to know my mileage. Why? Because you want to know where I'm going?
Well, they know it already every time you go to get the
Inspection.
inspection.
Right.
Yeah, they know exactly. Yeah.
It concerns me. It
does.
It concerns me.
It's
So how are you getting the vote out? I mean, that's the big deal, right? Because the last election, there was,
4%.
Okay, I thought it was 6, so 4%.
5% and 4.8%.
Registered voters voted. And, ultimately, you almost have to target the voters that are going to go out and vote for
Yeah.
you. So how are you able to go ahead and get people to get out, hear your message, and then go to the polls next Tuesday
Yeah.
to make, a very important vote?
Yeah. So, not surprisingly, I have been utilizing and practicing the strategy that has been used by the Democratic machine. That is mail-in ballot. Mail-in ballot. You register them to vote, which I've been doing, and then asking them to make sure that they request a mail-in ballot. So many of those voters that I've been in contact with, or my volunteer has been registering them to vote, they have been getting the mail-in ballot vote. So they come to the house and then they vote. I made sure that they hand deliver it to the election office or drop at the collection drop box in City Hall, not to mail it through the postal service at all. That's the key. Another key would be my direct message. I've been doing a lot of texting, mailing.
Good.
Letting them know that there's an election, letting them know the issues where I stand, reminding them to vote on Tuesday. I mean, that's as best as we can do, as all candidates can do it. Just get our message out, reminding them. And I'm going to be doing the day before the election, the day of the election, massive email, massive texting within the universe of about 80,000 or 70,000 voters that we think that we know that we'll be voting, so we take X number of those 70,000 voters and just targeting those people, bombarding them with, I hate to say that, but text messages, email, and perhaps some phone call from volunteer who will be making live phone call on election day.
And roughly 5% of the people voted in the Democratic primary. How many votes did that equate to? Do you recall the final
No, I don't.
numbers?
I think a little bit under 6,000.
Yeah, it was
because
about 3,500 to 2,500, correct?
Right,
So
yeah.
6,000
That's
people
all.
Yeah, 6,000,
voted
yeah,
in this region,
Right.
from
Yeah.
Pepperell all the way to Lowell.
Pepperell,
Correct.
Tewksbury,
And
Drake
Drake
and Lowell.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very low number.
Wow.
Very, yeah.
And that's the tough thing to
Yeah.
try to hurdle.
Right.
And it's
So
great to
Sam-
send 80,000 text messages.
Assuming you get elected,
Mhm.
what committees do you want to be on?
Definitely the Ways and Means Committee, the Transportation Committee, and the Public Utility Committee. These are the very important committee that I want to have an immediate and effective impact. The Ways and Means Committee, all spending bill has to go through that committee. So I want to be able to, go through, fight for what we needed, how best the money will be spent. The Utility Committee, of course, it matters, it impacts us. One of the priority would be to eliminate or reduce these delivery charges, which I believe that they're all taxes on top of
Yes,
taxes on top of
absolutely.
taxes. And if nothing come of it, I want to get rid of that $10 customer charge that National Grid and Eversource have been charging us. I'm laughing, but because I'm shocked that they have the audacity to charge us for being their customer.
Right.
$10.
It affects us all.
It affects us
And
all.
whether it's utilities with electricity or gas, or buying a ticket to a concert
Right.
online, we're all just overpaying in fees.
Correct.
That are truthfully nothing more than gouging, gouging the consumer,
Correct.
which is all of us.
Right, all
and
of
we're
us.
all essentially fed up from
Yeah.
it.
So what's your primary issue? The thing that's gotten you involved in this?
Well, the first issue it's matter most to me personally. It may not affect other people, but it's personally. I want to afford people a choice in electoral choice. Most often in this part of the country, particularly in our state, incumbents, re-election goes unchallenged all across the district, and people complain that, oh, how come I don't have anybody? And then it's sort of what happened it reinforces the fact that their vote doesn't matter because they don't have a choice, and as a result, they stay home. So my primary purpose on a personal level is to offer that people that alternative, a contrasting alternative between the incumbent, the entrenched, self-serving Democratic candidate, and myself, an outsider. I mean, I can be a Republican or independent, but at least that is the choice. Second, affordability. We all complain, like Fred has been mentioned, it's about affordability, right? Consumer prices have gone up the roof on everything in this state. And one of the primary drivers of those costs is utility. And it's expensive. And instead of having, utilizing and using natural gas produced in America, Massachusetts, under the leadership of the Democrats, is importing those natural gas from the Middle East via gigantic LNG tankers.
Because who stopped that pipeline? Sam, remind me.
I believe
Remind
it's a
me,
Democratic
remind
Governor
me.
Maury Healey, and
Oh, thank you.
twice, not just once,
Not
but
just
twice,
Thank
yeah.
you.
And she's very proud
Yes,
of it, and
yes,
she's
I
pushing
know.
this green energy, right?
Right.
And look, it's the middle of the winter.
I
Where's
know.
the sun? Where's the wind?
I know.
Yep. And we cannot have a growing and competitive economy by not having reliable energy sources.
Right.
Basically, we have to have that to maintain competitiveness within the U.S. and within the international markets.
Yes.
So, my big issue, and I'm glad Fred's here because he's on the Greater Lowell Technical High School School Committee. That is a mouthful. Is more vocational educational slots. I mean, I think the Secretary of Education screwed things up by
Secretary of Education, who now has hightailed it out and is now working for private industry. He resigned his position, as well as the head of education has left his role, and we have a new person in that role. So realistically, the two people that created this lottery, where we're not giving kids options to do the very best they can and then be able to enter vocational schools, has now been diminished, and it's going to lottery, yet still they don't have enough vocational seats across the whole state of
So
Massachusetts.
my honoristic
So we're just shifting numbers, and realistically, we're not looking at graduation rates and effectiveness of what the vocational schools can do.
So my honoristic estimate is we need 10 new vocational schools spread across the Commonwealth. And in the back of my mind, I see them coming in and buying a motel and turning it into a vocational school quickly, getting this started. But so I put that to you. How do you see this vocational education thing?
I'm going to tell you a story before I answer your question. When I was in high school in Henrico County in Virginia, back in those days, back in 1984, 85, 86, high schools here have workshop, right? And I did the woodworking, and I built this table. I still have that today. I carried this like coffee table wherever I went throughout my career. I took that to California. I brought them from Virginia to Massachusetts, to California, to New York, back to Massachusetts. So I believe in vocational school. I believe in trade school. I think it's very important. And I also believe that not everybody is meant to go to college and get a liberal art degree. Yeah. A vocational school is very important, and people can make a lot of money, a very good living.
The state of Massachusetts is turning away 10,000 applications every year.
Oh my goodness. So
10,000 applications every year, which says that students want vocational education and can enter the workforce, where we don't have enough skilled workers,
Exactly.
we don't have enough plumbers, we don't have
Right.
enough HVAC people.
I got comments from the audience here.
We
Have you
don't
ever
have-
seen a Republican here in Massachusetts endorse a Republican candidate here in the district? Another comment, would it be hilarious if they built a vocational school at the College Stadium?
Yes, it would be hilarious.
It would be.
It would be very hilarious, yes.
If Americans were in Mexico during Biden's presidency, they'd have no problem leaving Mexico. The main reason there's no vocational schools being built is, where will they go? There's plenty of room in Drake.
No, there are plenty of room in Merrimack Valley. I think we need to explore. There are many empty buildings that we need to explore.
I agree.
It just matters that we do not want to explore
First,
these
we
options.
need a procurement of $50 million to build the thing. Freddie, what do you think it's going to cost to build another school?
Listen, at the end of the day, don't forget, we're starting 6 vocational programs at Lowell High School this year. And other school districts need to go ahead and begin to start exploring them, having vocational schools in their own programs.
Oh, we got donuts.
So what kind of vocational programs do you want to
Eileen,
run?
you're the
We're
best.
gonna have culinary, we're gonna have
Oh,
robotics,
just kick that,
we're gonna have
pipe in the
computer
door
networking, which is ISSN,
No,
IT.
see where the doors come
We're
together?
going to have
Step
IT,
back into the doorway.
computer nursing,
See that pipe
a
right
marketing program. We're going to have business technology.
Okay.
So ultimately, we can't have any ones that they already have at Greater Lowell Tech. However, we are in contact with them regularly because I'm on both committees.
Right.
And ultimately, we agreed that we could both have culinary programming at Lowell High School. So
Great
if it's
idea.
oversubscribed at Greater Lowell and we can fit it into Lowell High School, we will create it.
Okay.
We are talking about an electrical program.
Awesome.
So we had the head of the state come in a few weeks ago, and he took a tour of Lowell High School, and he's like, we need to have an electrical program right here at Lowell High School. So we are progressing forward, and truthfully, it's not costing the $50 million that you're talking about to build one school or to outfit a brand-new school. So there are ideas where you can have
Great.
satellite programs
Great.
across the state of Massachusetts to begin to accept vocational students across the state, which isn't going to cost the state a lot of money.
That's awesome.
No.
I teach early college, and right now I'm teaching Whittier students. They're amazing kids. They're amazing. The whole concept of what they're doing out there at Whittier is just phenomenal. And I've had kids who have gone to Whittier, then went to MIT.
And that's,
Yes.
Amazing,
Absolutely,
amazing.
right?
Oh, my
But
goodness.
we've also had kids from the Vogue go to MIT.
Yeah.
So.
We have.
We have,
Okay,
yeah.
it's the benefit of a lot of a acceptance policy
Yes.
that worked.
Yes.
And unfortunately,
Yes.
we've changed that policy. And again, we're still going to have 10,000 students on a wait list to go to a vocational school across the state.
Wow.
And don't forget, it takes 4 years to graduate a vocational school. So you're putting 10,000 kids on a wait list times 4 years.
Yeah.
So there's 40,000 kids every 4 years that are being pushed away
Yeah.
from vocational
Yeah.
education. It's a major concern that we should be addressing.
Yeah. So Fred, I have done, vocational training background, but I want to let you know that when I'm elected, we want to have the audit. Whatever money we discover from waste, fraud, and abuse, we're going to build all these vocational school for our children because it's important. We don't want to have 40,000 students going away and not getting the, gainful skill. These skills are gainful. Like you said, we need plumber, we need pipe fitter, we need HVAC, we need electrician, the whole 9 yards. And they don't have to be saddled with debts from 4 years of college, but as soon as they graduate from high school, they can enter into apprenticeships or a job market where they can be having a gainful employment, save money, take some real estate classes and finance classes, and then investing in this process. While the 4-year college student are lacking behind and they're building up debt, but the student who will be graduating from vocational school will be saving money at the same time. I mean, it's something that
And they're
we need
entering
to
the
work-
workforce.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
ultimately, they're getting an income that is a sustainable wage, where
You're
they
right.
can buy a house.
Right.
Where they can live in the community.
And let's remember, community college is free.
Yeah.
So I've had students graduate from Whittier High School, Whittier Tech, and I see them in the hallway at Northern Essex. Now, they are practicing their trade, but they're getting a marketing degree or a management degree to learn how to run their business, which is exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So, you say Whittier is free?
Whittier is not free, but community college is free. Well, Whittier is free, yes, because it's a high
It's
school.
free.
It's a
It's
vocational
a
school.
vocational school, but
But
community
that-
college is free.
But then, night school at Greater Lowell is $500 and some a course.
And so and you're gonna have to talk to, school
Fred.
committeeman, Bahou about that.
Well, I
Because,
was trying to do that sort of indirectly.
and because if it's to me, if it's a course and you're going to the voc to take it, then it shouldn't be charged. But it's an adult ed course, I believe, right?
Yeah.
It's an adult.
So
Okay, so
here's
if
what we
it's an
need to
ad-
do.
If it's adult ed, it doesn't
Yeah.
fall under
Yeah.
high school.
And you're not gonna learn electrical, Cliff, or plumbing, out in the industry, out in the open market for $500 a course. So we do really limit the cost on that, but we do have to pay our teachers overtime, and we do have to go ahead and pay our staff
Yeah.
to go ahead and keep that building open. So
Exactly.
there
It's
is a
like-
cost in order to run that, but we do open it. However, it's not getting the amount of applicants that you wish you would. And it would be wonderful to work with the community college, truthfully, and use our schools after 3 o'clock, right? To go ahead and begin to use our electrical facilities and our plumbing facilities and
Yeah.
our carpentry facilities and our masonry facilities. So that would be something that would be such a benefit for the community college industry. I just, I know we spoke to Phil Sisson about it. He doesn't seem to like that idea. But there are other community colleges. I think Greater Lawrence is doing it with Northern Essex. I think they just started a pilot program, and that should be something that has to be
They should
considered
look
as
at,
well.
right.
Using the Voc schools essentially after dark, after 3 p.m. So, some of my thoughts, Cliff.
So since Sam mentioned having spent some time in California, I graduated from high school in California. If I hadn't gotten a free ride to Colorado, I would have gone to City College, which I'd have to pay parking fee and buy my own books. But aside from that, it was free. And the City College had 2 divisions, liberal arts, which you could box top to UCLA, and business technology division, which helped people who were in the trades, doing business. My father taught time and motion studies there, for instance. This is a great opportunity.
And that was
I'm
50
going to,
years ago, Cliff.
Grab some airtime here. Talk about the Winterfest this weekend. It's free in downtown Lowell. You got to pay for the food, but there's a ton of stuff going on all day tomorrow at the Winterfest downtown Lowell. St. Anne's Chocolate Festival starts at 11 o'clock, and it just
Wow.
keeps going all day long. Live music. Take your kids down there. It's going to be a beautiful day.
There he is, Buddy Velasco, right there.
There you go.
And looking to have a lot of fun in downtown Lowell over the weekend, but it's only Saturdays. Nothing's today, nothing's Sunday, Saturday only. So bring your kiddos down to the Lowell the Lowell Winterfest this weekend. Starts at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. A lot of smiles happening in downtown Lowell. Back over to Cliff, thanks.
So back to the candidate, we lost something like, in 2022, we lost 50,000 people net in our population. People that went to Florida, Arizona, New Hampshire, Maine, and last year we lost 33,000. Is this a serious problem, and do you think remote working is going to make it even worse?
From a tax code perspective, I'm not as clear, but employers technically still have to be employed and pay taxes in Massachusetts,
See you in 2 weeks.
whether you
Thanks, Regina.
work here in Massachusetts or work remotely from some other state. In terms of the net
But you had fun.
outflow of population, I think it is concerning because those net outflow of population, they tend to be high net worth people, working people, whereas we do have a new net inflow of population into our state, who primarily, the majority of them are dependent on government assistance for quite some times. And that is concerning. We need to reverse that trend.
Do you have any thoughts on the housing issue, getting more low-cost housing?
Simple. get rid of all these, green energy requirement, it lower the cost. I talked to somebody the other day. He said that it costs an extra $3,000 to put a mandated electrical charge in the garage. So if you wanted to have a low, more housing number, then you need to get rid of some of these costs because, 20 years ago, we don't need an electrical outlet in the garage to charge an electric car. And if the new home buyer wants to do it, he or she can do it on his or her own accord. But to mandate it for every single household, that's the wrong thing. It's the wrong policy.
Eileen?
Do we need to mandate it, or were you just using that as an example, Sam?
No, the construction, I talk to people, they pretty much mandated. We need to get rid of that regulation so that we can increase the, housing stock.
Frankly, I'd need a lot more information on this, because last time I checked, every garage I've been into has an electric garage door opener, so electricity's going into the garage. I enjoy charging my wife's car in her own garage. It did not cost me $3,000 to put that in there. So I'd like to get an investigation as how much, is this the cost of bringing electricity to the garage? And my sense is nobody knows.
That is my conversation with one of the contractor. He said that it's mandated and it costs on average about $3,000 to bring the new modern electrical charger.
So he said, he indicated to you just to bring this
Yeah.
dryer plug, that's all it is, a dryer plug. You know that, right?
Yeah, it's 200 amp, I think, right? Yeah.
It's a dryer plug
Yeah.
in your garage.
Mhm.
He's gonna charge you $3,000. I would
Yeah.
shop that around.
Yeah.
So if I had an electric vehicle, I could, because I have a basement door,
Mhm.
right? What are they called?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, where it opens.
Yeah.
And so I could park at the end of my driveway and plug it into the dryer plug, and I wouldn't have to worry about it?
Correct.
Oh, maybe I'll get an electric car.
It's I believe it's 200 amp plug. I'm not an electrician,
Well,
but
yeah,
it's a driver. Yeah, it's a 200 amps.
It is, Cliff, it is alarming that we're
Yeah.
losing 50,000
Yeah.
residents to, in Massachusetts, to other states across the country. It's not like they're leaving the United States of America. They're actually, just going to either bordering states or down to Florida. And I understand the baby boomers that want to go to Florida. I think the big deal realistically is the high cost of living here in Massachusetts. Homes in Lowell, Massachusetts are currently averaging somewhere between $500,000 and $700,000.
Yeah.
The mortgage on that is, with taxes and insurance, is close to $3,500 per month.
Correct.
So that is an alarming number that is truthfully unaffordable. So what kids are doing is they're graduating college and they're saying, I can't live in Massachusetts, it just costs way too much. And let's be real, they have all this college debt, and realistically the employment environment is limited. As much as Massachusetts has taken off, there's still, many applications going in for one job. And if you don't get that job, that has to start truthfully somewhere between $75,000 and $125,000 a year, you can't afford to be here. And that's a major concern. It's a true major concern. So how do we get people to stay in Massachusetts? It's more affordable housing.
Yep. Agree.
And
And where do you come in with more affordable housing?
affordable housing is an interesting statement because it's not even affordable. It's either somebody is getting everything paid for via Section 8 vouchers, or they're saying it's affordable housing, but it's not really affordable housing. It's
True.
interesting. I mean,
Well, we've got the Gallagher terminal right down the street here, right? So we're all trying to make the MBTA something that is, that's transporting people. And we're putting in a new complex over here at the old Heinz Tavern, which is on, Gorham Street.
Go ahead, Stuart, yeah.
And
Gorham and South
ultimately-
Highland.
Ultimately, that would work. But the bottom line is vehicles, right? And you're burdening cities like Lowell, and you're burdening cities across the Commonwealth with where are these cars going to park? Because we're building them thinking everybody's gonna walk to the train station, but they're putting in less than one parking spot per unit. So you just saw what happened with the snowstorm in the city of Lowell. They couldn't get it done properly because as much as you have a parking ban, you cannot remove the cars. Right? So that's a major concern as well. And we're all relying on, our own transportation more than we are on mass transportation. European countries, they rely more on mass transportation. And why we haven't gone in that direction, I'm not entirely sure. But we do need to go in that direction.
Two comments from the audience. If the state of Massachusetts, in the state of Massachusetts, the fees and mismanagement government is making the citizens flee. That's from Jay. And the word affordable, ask Cliff, his first house in Lowell, was that affordable?
Yeah, it was. It was the same price as the house that I'd sold in Virginia.
Understood, thank you.
But
And my mortgage was affordable when I bought my first house in 1993. It was a fixer-upper, but I could afford the mortgage. And I just had to, what should I say, just had to work on that house one room at a time.
But you had to
It
get a
took me
mortgage.
6 years.
You had to get a
Of
mortgage.
course I had to get a mortgage.
Meanwhile, no, see, the homeless, Fred, we're gonna build them a brand-new house and give it to them for free.
Well, that's a problem.
We're not gonna do that. Who's gonna do that? So stop saying we're gonna build affordable housing for the poor. The poor are poor for a
This
reason.
is not about the poor. This
You
is
can
about
give the
getting people
poor
to
a
stay in
house and they'll lose
Massachusetts.
it.
Sure they will.
the issue, an important issue, is whether or not people are building equity in their houses. And the Boston Globe about every 4 years runs an article about the fact that Caucasians in Massachusetts build equity in their houses, and then they pass on intergenerational wealth. When my father died, I paid off my mortgage because of what I inherited from him. It was great. I mean, it was bad that he died, but it was great that I got to pay off my mortgage. Blacks are not building intergenerational wealth because they're in rental properties, not in homes that they are buying. So, do you have any thoughts on intergenerational wealth? I don't know how Asian Americans fit into that. I would assume they might be doing more like the Caucasians, but I don't know.
Well, your statement about the Asian, it's somewhat generalized, being an Asian American and interacting with many of them on a daily basis. They are just struggling like everybody else in terms of the issue of affordability because they concentrated living in Lowell, and as Fred had stated prior, the average home is between $500,000 and $700,000. It's going to be, the
In
issue
Lowell.
in Lowell,
In
Lowell,
Lowell,
yeah, it's
not
expensive.
across the state,
yeah,
right?
in
In
Lowell.
Drake, it's more.
In more, yes.
In Tingsboro, it's more.
Yeah.
All those other districts, it's even more.
Right. So, it's difficult for them to save and pass on because it's just the cost of mortgage alone just eat up most of their savings already, most of their income.
So,
Another reason to teach personal finance, starting in grammar school.
well,
Yeah.
We're working on that in Lowell. John, just to let you know. I do bring it up frequently at the school committee meetings. And I'm sure Eileen can attest to that. They came in with a report recently, and to me, it wasn't up to, what it needs to be. I'm not even sure that it was
Everybody in
implemented.
this room learned personal finance the hard way. It's a learnable skill. We should teach it in school.
We should.
It's just as important as oxygen. Money's right up there with oxygen.
No, we talk about affordability,
Agreed.
right? So yes, if you can't afford, then you can't live. And if you
Right.
can't live, you can't ultimately, be in a certain area.
I'll be out of the room for 5 minutes. Cliff, behave, everybody.
Cliff, you're babysitting me.
yeah. I was the first one to call in after the incident. So, yeah, I understand that.
I think in general, our school needs to get back to teaching children basic, right? That basics including personal finance as well, in addition to reading, writing, and arithmetic. Making sure that when kids graduate from high school, we have that diploma conferred upon them, they do read at that grade level. Not just, passing them on because it makes them happy, makes them feel good. And that's the bad thing. And I think what is happening in school, not just in Massachusetts, but all across the nation, is that we are socially passing them on so that they can feel good, so that we don't, hurt their feeling. And what we are doing is, from an educational perspective, is that we're not doing them any favor at all. We're not educating our children. None. They can't even read at their grade level. I mean, how can you get a high school diploma and not being able to read?
Attendance is a major issue. And we need to get the word out to families that their students need to go to school. The attendance rate is kids that miss 10% of the school year, which is considered high
Yeah, high absenteeism.
chronic absenteeism
absenteeism.
is
Yep.
over 40%.
Wow.
It's a major issue.
Yeah.
And graduation rates in gateway cities like Lowell and Drake and New Bedford and Lynn and so on are only in the 80% category. So we're turning away, we're not turning away, 15, 17, 18% of the kids are not graduating high school. So that puts them behind from the very beginning.
Right.
So the most important thing we can do is and it's proven that when kids go to school, they progress. And when they progress, they get educated, they get their diploma.
So what about funding for education? Do you have a position on that?
We're spending a ton of money on education right now, but I'm not sure if that amount of money goes directly to really educating the children, behind the right teacher, the right personnel. It seems like our educational system and the funding is top down, it's top heavy. Most of the money is being spent on administrative staffing rather than actual teaching, rather than actual program. And I'm not sure if throwing more money at the issue that we're having right now, it will improve anything. Maybe Fred can add on that a little bit, but I just don't believe that.
Do you have a position on should we be testing students in order to allow them to graduate?
I mean, you're talking about MCAS, right? Like that's what MCAS is doing, is just to measure the student, hold them accountable, and then if they pass the MCAS, then they can graduate. I'm somewhat ambivalent on that, because the minute when the state mandates something, the teacher, the school, tend to have their own self-interest focus more than the interest of the student. I had witnessed during my kids were in high school, the teacher were teaching them to pass MCAS. So that, I'm not sure if that worked. So it goes back to my point, is that we need to go back, to the basic. And if the student can pass those basic in their grade level on a yearly basis, then maybe we don't need to have, a graduation examination, so to speak, at all.
There should be some type of standard.
True.
That we have to know that we're educating our children. Does it have to be a graduation requirement? Well, it worked. It worked for a period of time where the state of Massachusetts was the best in educating students of the, contiguous 48 United States. So it was value in having that as a graduation requirement. However, does it cause stress on students? Is it costly to run? It is. But is it a good gauge of what your education what your education process is working?
Freddie, it starts in
working and
grammar
not
school.
working? I know it starts in grammar
school.
And
We
listen,
pass a kiddo-
we need to get kids reading to a third grade level.
When
In
we-
the third grade. You're
the
darn
third-
right
yeah.
it does. You're
Yeah.
darn right it starts in
And
high
it
school.
continues through today.
It starts in
And it
elementary.
continues through high school.
Yeah.
Nobody stays back.
We can't have them, we have to focus, and that's what we're doing in Lowell Public Schools, is focusing on our K through 3 education.
Thank you.
That's a big focal point of mine. People have made me aware of it, and I understand it's a major issue. But we
Thank
have
you.
to get the kids to school as well.
I agree.
So, yes, it's a progress. It's a slow progress, but it's a progress. Eileen, any thoughts on that?
It's slow progress because you hit the parents need to work and they just need their kids to go to school and there's really no reinforcement. And we see that a great deal in Lowell and inner city towns, and it's unfortunate because that's where you see a lot of behavioral problems. I mean, I just started Westford Public Schools this week, and I can't tell you the extreme difference that I even say to the teachers. I've not seen this behavior, like compliance with these kids. And they said, well, we have the backing of the parents, and that is everything.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the backing of the parents, you don't have them respecting the attendance policies, they're getting them there late or whenever they can, and it's just not a priority for the parents, then you see what we see in Lowell. And it's unfortunate. I don't know how to fix it. I think we're doing everything we can to fix it, as Fred said. But at the end of the day, we have a broken system because of the situation our parents are in, that they have to prioritize work before their child's own education.
So, what's happening down in Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana, where they're doing a pretty good job of teaching reading, writing, and arithmetic at a lot less cost than other states?
Well, I think maybe we need to go and tour Louisiana and Mississippi, or look at what they're doing in their programming, because what we're doing is obviously not working. We're constantly throwing money at new curriculums instead of really trying to make one curriculum work for our student population. The worst thing we can do is continue to throw new curriculum at our students, because a lot of our students are English language learners, and once they get used to one curriculum, now, here you go again, we're going to do this curriculum. And the worst thing I've ever seen is teaching students how to read on a laptop. Like, to me, our kids need less stimulation than anything, but that's what we do because we have to meet our net spending. So let's throw money at this, let's throw money at that. And at the end of the day, we're spending lots of money and our kids aren't truly getting what they truly need.
And that is an issue, the laptops, right? You go into the schools and you see all of these Chromebooks open.
Yeah.
And, the kids are realistically looking at the computer. It's limiting, it's limiting, the idea of opening a book and reading it and the
Right.
pen and the paper. It's also limiting the social skills.
Yeah.
Because the more they have technology in front of them, the more they're really limiting themselves in their social skills.
They're not thinking about learning how to read. They're thinking about how to get around learning how to read to
Yeah.
get to YouTube.
Yeah.
And they're very smart in that way.
Oh, they're very smart, yeah.
Yes. So, hopefully we'll be able to go ahead and limit the amount of screen time that we have within the public education, especially amongst, what should I say, adolescents all the way up to the 8th grade, so that they can go ahead and begin to, learn to read, learn to go ahead and do math problems. John?
What incentives are there out there for our superintendent to assure us that a fourth grader is going to read? What incentive does the superintendent have to do that? Does he have an incentive?
No.
Well, yeah, I guess he does. The incentive is, if he's not doing an effective job and we don't see growth, we have the ability to go ahead and, remove that person from their role.
So you guys need to think about incentives to get your administration to go in the direction, okay, we're going to give you an extra week off if you do this. You guys need to think of an incentive.
Okay, well, a week
to get
off is,
fourth graders.
we don't have enough, we don't have kids in the classroom enough. 180 days a year is not even enough, just to let you know.
Then
So the last thing we can do is start giving them time.
make it 190.
That's the state issue. That
No,
would be
they
up to,
can make it-
the
no, they
state
can- no,
senator
no,
and the
no,
state
no, I'm sorry.
representatives.
When the mayor decided to lower the speed limit in Lowell for 25 miles an hour, nobody said it was a state issue. Increase the school to 190 days in Lowell. You don't need state Make it happen. Tell the union, look at, with lackluster performance for the last 20 years, you're gonna work 10 days for free. And that's where
Okay.
you start, that's where, we're not gonna pay you. Look,
That's a
why,
tough call.
why are we paying?
We tried to get 10 minutes extra
Freddie,
a day.
Freddie, why
and
are we
and-
paying?
And we had a major struggle with that.
Why are
and
we
did not
paying
get that.
for them to push less than excellence out the door?
John, I agree. But let's be real, this is a huge school district.
Cliff's telling me to
And-
shut up, so I'll shut up.
Yeah, I want to ask the candidate a couple more questions.
Sure.
Like,
Freddie's here too.
yeah, but Freddie's not on the ballot on Tuesday.
I know, but he's still a guest. He won't be here Tuesday. Freddie won't be here Tuesday.
Are you going to be here on Tuesday?
No, I'm going to be voting.
Oh.
He's an all-day voter.
Down at Beacon Hill, they're trying to fix the affordable housing issue by messing with local town zoning, which I don't think is very popular in Draycott.
No.
Do you have a position on this?
The approach of one size fit all from Beacon Hill is not working, and it shouldn't be working. And what they are trying to do with the MBTA Community Act is that forcing the adjacent city, which Draycott is, the adjacent to Lowell, because we have an MBTA is over here, to build the many units of affordable housing. The problem with that premise is that once the housing is built, who's going to fund the school, the cost, the safety, and all of that stuff? That's unfunded mandate that being forced down to the city and town. And now the city and town who are putting up a fight against the MBTA Community Act are losing grants, and also they're being sued by the Massachusetts state.
Well, respectfully, Sam, you have the people down the state reflecting back on that statement.
Mhm.
We're sending you $18,000 per student. We're demanding something for our money. So they say that they've funded it with their $18,000 per. That's a lot of dough.
It is a lot of dough, but what about public safety, police, fire, emergency? So those are whenever you
I'm talking
feel,
about the school only.
right, yeah. But
How much money does the state send for the police department in Lowell, Massachusetts, in Draycott, Massachusetts, in Tewksbury, Massachusetts? Nobody knows.
nobody knows, no.
Why? We just power piss this money away. Oh, the state gives, I hear community leaders say the state gives it to us. They give it to us. Taxpayer money,
Yeah.
not respected at all. Oh, that's state money, just
State
Spend
money,
it.
it's
Blow
federal
it.
money.
Yeah.
blow it.
Yep,
Yep.
let's use it.
Yeah.
So,
Go
how do you feel about the kind of reforms that are being pushed, bail reform, criminal justice reform, those kinds of things? Do you think we're going in the right direction?
Can you be a bit more specific in terms of that frame of question?
Yeah, I keep seeing news reports about people who commit pretty egregious crimes getting released because of they're just not being prosecuted, or the idea that bail is an evil thing just for rich white Caucasians, and that we should allow everyone to walk around before the trial.
No, I disagree with that type of reform, that being, floating around basically. I believe in law and order. I believe in accountability. If you committed the crime, you have to do the time. If you, lawfully convicted by the jury or peer and sent to the penitentiary, then you should serve for, the time that you're sentenced to.
I got a bunch of texts I'm going to read for just a minute.
Sure.
Kids are also getting into real estate market later in life, so they end up paying their whole life on a mortgage. That's from Jay. Jay, you bring a good point. Why are they selling Tahoes and these nice, beautiful pickup trucks for 90 grand. And they're letting 18-year-olds buy them. Continuing with the text, I paid on a house for 30 years. You bet I'm going to get as much as I can for it. Kids haven't changed. The parenting styles have definitely changed. We had to be accountable for our schoolwork and also go out and get a job. A little bit more text over here is, I thought spending more money translated to solving problems. Yeah, sorry, we're just gonna hire more of our friends in Lowell. A Christmas vacation, February vacation, April vacation, several holidays off, at least a month. I'm surprised they can fit 180 days into the 10 months. That's from Bart. Those are all the comments. Back to you, Cliff.
Sure. I mean, other states only have 1 week break for other than Christmas. The state of Massachusetts has the Christmas break, the winter break, and then the spring break. It would be nice if we did bring it down to 1 break, because that would give us more time on learning, and we wouldn't be going to school, starting in August and ending in late June. Because ending in late June, again, gets kids not to go to school because it's nice out and the parents allow them.
Freddie, a good question to ask your union leader is, how much does a teacher make in Nashua, and how much does a teacher make in Lowell?
All right.
Well, it comes down to the cost of living too, but yeah, we can ask.
Oh, it's cheaper in New Hampshire.
Of course.
They have those high real estate taxes, didn't you
They
forget?
do have extremely high real estate taxes. No doubt.
Comparable to Lowell.
I think higher.
Back to Sam. Sam, what are your news sources? Where do you find out what's going on in the city, the state, and the world?
Certainly, I utilize social media a lot. I read pretty much everything. I spend 10 to 20 minutes a day just going through the headlines of what is going on nationally, locally. But locally, in Silo, it's something that I go to. I read that religiously, so they have good commentary, good articles, balanced most of the time, in my opinion, of course. Others would say that is one side or the other, but I think in Silo is very balanced.
What book are you reading or have you recently read?
So I have always been reading this book, and I keep reading it, but it's somehow, every time I read it, I gain some invaluable knowledge. The Art of War by Sun Tzu, and then Rich Dad and Poor Dad. Yeah, it's just keep me refreshing and about my financial skill and what I need to do, and trying to teach my kid, impart some of that skill to my children.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Art of War by Sun Tzu.
Sun Tzu.
Boy, that's over 2,000 years old.
Still very applicable today.
Yep.
Like I'm door knocking in all these places. I don't tell my opponent where I'm door knocking. They don't know. But that's invaluable because now you give the impression that I'm not doing anything. My Democratic opponent hasn't done much until the day that she had to come and debate us on WCAP. She canceled the debate the last minute, saying that she has an urgent appointment. Our source took the picture and posted on Facebook that she was holding signs on the Tewksbury Bridge rather than coming to debate us. And that's how they operate. And that sort of...
She had an appointment with the fish.
Eileen, quick question, and then it's elevator speech
Okay,
time.
I'm going to have to leave after the quick question because I have an early appointment this morning and then I have to get to work, so go.
Quick question.
Okay.
Ask the question, Cliff.
You want me to ask Sam a question?
You're the co-host.
Oh, yeah, 4 minutes.
Sam, what's your take on what is happening with the senior center right now? And as a tax accountant, I know you probably know lots about trust and deeds and wills and all of that. And there's 2 city barns and Lowell Restoration and the city of Lowell involved. Who do you think owns it?
I tried to read and follow it as much as I did, but it's I don't have sufficient data to read and make an informed decision and offer an opinion, basically. So I know that there was some sort of contractual agreement between the LLC that owned that building and the city of Lowell. that's about the extent that I know that at the end of the 20 years that building would be given to the city of Lowell and that the city of Lowell would own it. And clearly from the paperwork that the city has and from the video, seems like that is clear, dry and cut. But I'm sure there's lawyers out there who can decipher and cut those parse those words and to their own way so that they can gain that advantage.
All right, I have one more good question as you were talking. As a senator, will you make sure there are more checks and balances within the city government?
Absolutely. I think now we are asking to audit the state legislature. So likewise, we need to do the same thing, that there got to be a complete and true transparency within all city governments.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, everybody,
Okay,
have a
Sam,
good weekend.
elevator speech, why should we vote for you?
Well, thank you.
Thanks for the donuts, Eileen, they were delicious.
Good. Enjoy, guys.
I will eat it. Well, I'm running because I want to offer a clear contrasting choice for the voters to select. So now you do have between myself, a Republican candidate, and two Democrats, basically, Joe Espinola, a Democratic light, and Vanna Howard, a heavy Democrat. They both, should one of them get elected, nothing will change. They will be owned, and they will be taking marching order from the Speaker, in this case, from the Senate President. Whereas I'm going to be an independent voice in the Senate. I will fight for your interests. I will fight to implement lower costs of utility, building the pipelines. I will fight to get the audit the state legislature. I will work with our auditor, Diana DiZarclio, to ensure that we get
Thanks,
that.
Eileen.
And whatever money that we discover from waste, fraud, and abuse, I want some of that money to be given back to the city and town, and perhaps rebate back to the taxpayer. I also want to work and fight to lower the income tax from 5% to 4%, which is something that the Democratic government in this state has been steadfastly refusing to want to do that, because they believe that they want your money, basically. So vote for me, March 3rd, 2026, offer me an opportunity to serve you. And if you don't like what I will be doing for the next year or so, you have an opportunity to vote me out in November 2026. So thank you. Don't forget to vote. Come out and vote. Whether you vote for me or vote for my opponent, do come out and vote, because this is an opportunity for you to exercise your God-given right, to choose your next
Say
representative.
goodbye, kids, we're out of time. See you on Monday.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Thank you.
watching.
Thanks, Sam.
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming in. Fred,
Have a
thanks.
great day.